Welcome to my garden, Lillian's Gardens. In this, I'm going to show you how to grow yams from leaves. Growing yams from leaves is the single most economical way of growing yams, but we need to choose the correct stage of yam leaf to use. The yam leaf that you see now is too young, is shiny, is small, is tender, and if anything should come across it, it starts to break easily because you can see it's too light. It's not yet thick enough. This yam leaf is not suitable. You can see the tear in the leaves. At a certain stage, you see the leaves start to get firmer. Usually, this will be around May in the year. That is after the yam has been growing for about 2.5 months. The leaves will be green, they will be properly formed, they will look thick, they will look healthy. These are the leaves you can use if you want to grow yams from leaves and vines. You need the leaf and you need the vine, and I'm going to show you how to cut the leaves so that you get the best result. This leaf stage that you're seeing now, that is too late. This leaf is already too old. You can't use this stage of leaf. And by this time, there isn't even enough time left in the year for the yams to grow. So please don't use the leaves at the end of the season. They will not work. Use leaves at the time when your plant has a lot of leaves and there is still a length to go before the yam season is over. Usually the yam season will be between March and August. So you want to start to use your leaves from around May, June. So you still have the opportunity of keeping your leaf and vine in the soil for a whole 3 months before the season is over. What you need to do now when you have this leaf that I've described to you, that is about this stage, normally you will fertilize your yam plants twice a month, like every 2 weeks. The 2 weeks when you are now supposed to fertilize your yam again, wait for a couple more days and then cut the vines that you need. The purpose of this is to make sure that the nitrogen level in the yam leaves is at its lowest. You are not actually going to be disturbing your yam plant by not fertilizing it, but make sure it's not, oh, I fertilized my yam plants yesterday and I'm cutting the leaves today. Target the time that is already time for you to fertilize, but don't fertilize it for 2 days. Use that 2 days and then collect a vine of your yam plant, and this is what you're going to cut and plant in sandy soil. When you plant this in small pots or small containers, make sure it goes in sandy soil, not compost. You want soil that isn't so rich. You want soil that the plant will just be basically inside it. It's not receiving so much nutriment. That is what you need to plant your vines and leaves in. And then in about 3 weeks, 21 days, they should be rooting. The best way to get this done is keep them in a shed. It could be indoors. They're not supposed to be outside in the sun. They do not have roots yet. So keep them indoors or in a shed. Keep them shaded. They have no business receiving sunshine at this time. So don't come along and waste your yam vines and your energy and then finally go and put them out in the sun. It should not be receiving sun. I'm not saying it should not receive daylight. Indoors is not dark during daytime. That is enough. It could be in a shed, it could be in a house. In 3 weeks' time, when you take out the leaf, you will see that it has roots. You don't have to take out all the leaves. So after these 3 weeks, and you are sure those leaves, after a few days of looking limp, suddenly starts to look fresh again, and they may bring out a new vine from the side, you know this is growing well. You can see the roots on the leaves that I'm showing. It hasn't started showing stems yet, but when you look at the white tiny dot in the middle of the leaf and the vine, that is what is going to turn into the shoot. Make sure the shoot has started growing. It has got a few leaves before you make sure the plant has brought out new vines on the side, and this leaf that you had originally is just helping to be a supporter. The new vine will grow leaves, and in another week you can put this outside. You may leave them in the pot. It depends on how big the pot you started with is, or you may take them out of the pot and into the soil. At this time, you can put them in compost soil. Remember, you started it with sandy soil, but after it has grown and you can see that it is healed, it has decided to be in the direction of growing a new plant. You can now put it in compost, water it, and let it get on. You fertilize every fortnight as you used to do before. Make sure it does not get killed by sunshine, because that is what's happened to a lot of people's experiments on this, and you will have great success. What do you expect at the end of about 6 months when you want to harvest this? You will have very good size yam seed to plant the following year. That is what you're supposed to be expecting. So after you have planted it indoor, you make sure that it has germinated. You see a new vine coming out. At this stage, you put it out in the garden or in the farm inside compost. You can fertilize it and let it carry on going. When you come along in another 4 months, by then it will now be about October, November, you should be able to harvest a good sized yam seed. These ones you can grow on in the following year. You know, normally we'll go to the shops, we'll go to yam market and buy yam seeds. You don't have to do that because you have created hundreds of yam seeds for yourself. You can use this in the coming year. So the best thing is uproot them, have your yam seeds, and you are ready for the following year. As soon as it's end of January, middle of February, you plant again, and then you start to water. When you get more leaves, you create more seedlings. You need to do this and perfect it, and then you will be able to understand how easy it is to get these yam seeds from your leaves and vines. Just try and practice this because it's the most economical way to grow your yams. I hope you are able to get the best yams. I will be looking forward to your responses in a few months' time. Thank you for watching, and bye. So remember to subscribe to my channel, leave your comments, leave your like. It's very much appreciated.